Was Colleen Ballinger's apology a real apology, or was it a faux apology? I'm Dr. Emily Mayfield, a licensed psychologist. Thank you for watching this video and being a part of the Mindset Therapy family. Today I want to discuss how the narcissist apologizes through a faux apology as a way to apologize without actually apologizing. If you have been on social media at all in the past several days, you have likely seen videos discussing the apology from Colleen Ballinger, who also plays the character Miranda Sings. You can easily find her apology video on YouTube, and I will link the video below. If you haven't already seen the video, go ahead and watch it and then continue with my video. Today I wanted to discuss her video in the context of the faux apology, which is often used by narcissists. The faux apology is the apology that isn't really an apology. It looks like an apology on the surface, but if you look a little deeper, you will see the person isn't actually acknowledging what they did wrong. They only deflect, never actually take responsibility. While I can't say whether Colleen is a narcissist, I will use this video as an example of what the faux apology looks like because it is a great example. It is always helpful to have a real-world example to compare things to as you learn about a topic, and this video is a great way to learn how not to apologize. First, let's review why someone, especially a narcissist, would never actually apologize. The first reason a narcissist will never apologize is because apologizing requires responsibility taking. To take responsibility doesn't even mean that you are at fault, but you are willing to take fault to resolve the situation. Regardless of whether the narcissist is at fault, they will never take responsibility. To admit fault and take responsibility could mean that they are seen as flawed in some way. A narcissist can do no wrong and they cannot be flawed, at least not in their mind. The narcissist has an unstable sense of self and a fragile ego. A non-narcissist can recover from mistakes and thoughts from others that they are at fault and possibly flawed. A narcissist cannot because of their unstable sense of self. They will blame shift, project, and yell to get the attention off them and onto you. By the end of the conversation, the narcissist has gaslit you into thinking maybe it was your fault and not theirs. The narcissist can effectively gaslight because they lack empathy, while you, the non-narcissist, has empathy. Not only can they not understand how you feel in this situation, they also can't feel the same feelings as someone who has empathy. The narcissist is thinking only about themselves and no one else. However, the narcissist has an image to maintain, and if they think people see them as flawed in some way or having done something wrong, they will do the socially acceptable thing, which is to apologize. This is especially true if they know that others are waiting for an apology from them. Nonetheless, this expectation of apology puts the narcissist in a difficult position because they know an apology is expected from them, but they have no intention or ability to take responsibility, so the only thing they can offer is the faux apology. A faux apology is a statement that on the surface appears to be an apology, but lacks responsibility taking and remorse. The faux apology is the non-apology apology. The words seem to suggest the person is acknowledging the wrongdoing, but the intent is to not take responsibility. The faux apology removes the responsibility for the wrongdoing from the narcissist and places it onto the person that was wronged. So that brings us to the Colleen Ballinger apology video. What are examples in this video of it being a faux apology and not an apology? The first thing you will notice is she never actually discusses the issue and what she is apologizing for. If you knew nothing about the situation and only saw her apology video, my guess is you would have no idea what she is apologizing for or even what she thinks people want her to apologize for. An apology should be clear with acknowledgement of what you have done wrong. Her video is not clear. There is a lot of word salad which confuses the discussion. What is very clear from her video, however, is her focus on how everyone is trying to wrong her. She even gave it a title of people getting on the toxic gossip train. She implies that no one who is calling her out is an independent thinker, and they must all board this train with a mob mentality and think as one because they are incapable of forming their own opinions. This is belittling behavior from her. If you weren't on the toxic gossip train, then you would have nothing to say about her situation. You cannot think for yourself. She also discusses how others are manipulating the situation. However, the entire video is a manipulation. Throughout that video, she discusses how everything has affected her, and not once did she make any comment on how it affects the people who have spoken out. Again, if you didn't know the backstory on why she made the video, you would have no idea what she is even referring to. She doesn't acknowledge what others could be thinking or feeling, and this is due to a lack of empathy and an inability to take the perspective of others. She is hurt and feels wrong, and that is all that matters. And at the end of the day, she believes everyone is misunderstanding her. She is gaslighting. She mentions how people misunderstand her actions from the past and also states they will misunderstand her intentions with her faux apology video. Everything is about everyone else and how they are wrong while she doesn't acknowledge her own faults. She discusses throughout the video how she feels terrible and it wasn't her intention for people to take things the wrong way. Again, it is about how everyone else misunderstood and how it affects her and no one else. If everyone else didn't misunderstand her and wasn't upset, then she wouldn't feel terrible and she wouldn't have had to make the video. I do believe she has limited insight into what she did wrong, and this is why she can't take responsibility. She doesn't want to understand how others think and feel because to do so would activate her own feelings of insecurity and shame, and this will lead to negative outcomes for her. So she deflects, gaslights, and points the finger at everyone else as a problem. She thinks this will keep the spotlight off her and on everyone else. Even her choice of apology method is telling. She sings while playing the ukulele. This is meant to be a distraction, another way to deflect from the actual issue and to have you focus on something else. Narcissists use smoke and mirrors as a way to distract. People remember the singing and are talking about the singing, which is again a way for her to divert attention away from what she did wrong. The narcissist uses the faux apology as a way to get off the hook and have things back to status quo as quickly as possible. The narcissist doesn't apologize because they have developed empathy or a sense of wrongdoing, but because they need to regain control in a situation that they are quickly losing control in. Today I discussed various terms used with narcissists such as gaslighting, blame shifting, and word salad. To learn more about these topics, as well as information on the faux apology, click on one of the links in the description below. Also, comment below your thoughts on her faux apology. See you at the next video.